there's always two things going on when you learn anything. There's the what to learn, and there's the how to learn it. And the how to learn it, in terms of this tape, is watch it more than once. Watch it with an open, inquiring, curious mind. Take notes while you watch it. And then think about it during your, times when you're away from the golf course. Maybe you're stuck in a traffic light somewhere, and you could, waste a minute of your time, or you could think about your shaft plane angle, for example. I found that the best students, the students who achieve the most success, are the people who are passionate about improving, who take the time throughout the day to do little drills. Maybe they'll work on a little drill like this, getting into the get set position, and they're always thinking about their golf swing. They're always, they're kind of almost obsessed, if you will. And the more you contemplate it, the more you think about it, away from hitting a golf ball again, just to reemphasize that point, the more you program into what psychologists call the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is just a fancy term for the ability of the brain to learn a skill to the level of automatic habit. And that's what it's all about. How do you create a set of skills so that your golf swing is a complete automatic movement pattern that is a reaction to a target, just like you do when you throw a baseball. When you throw a baseball, you never think about the mechanics of your arm. You never think about the mechanics of shifting your weight. It all happens automatically. Where your conscious mind is focused is on your target. Your subconscious mind's controlling your body mechanics in the background, unconsciously, effortlessly, automatically. That should be your goal of all your training, to make everything we're teaching you here, every single physical skill, an automatic habit, not more stuff to think about. So let's talk a little bit about how this happens exactly. There's a term in golf instruction called muscle memory, which Ben Hogan actually coined the term back in the 50s, and by about 1962, in an interview, he said he wished he had never used that term muscle memory because it misled a whole generation of golfers. But Ben understood, and I've got the movie of him doing slow motion training to prove it, is that the muscles don't have memory. If you believe muscle memory is a fact, you're going to stand there in a golf swing over a golf ball and try to think your way through it. You're going to try to go through certain positions. You're going to try to be technically perfect, but it's just impossible. No human being can do it. It's a neurological impossibility. It takes 1.5 seconds, roughly, from takeaway to finish. It takes 1 second from takeaway back to impact. It takes about 1/2 to 1/4 second, somewhere in there, about 3/8 of a second for most people. From top of the backswing back to impact, there's just no time to think your way through it. You can learn it to do it properly. You can learn every single aspect, all the laws that we know that govern the golf swing, but you just can't do that. You can't fulfill the functions of those laws. Your body can't execute the laws if you're trying to make it do it at the same time as hitting a golf ball. You can only control your body, this is what Hogan discovered, when you're moving at slower than normal speeds. When you're moving in slow motion, particularly if you have a mirror there to give yourself feedback, then you can control how your body moves, you can control how the club moves. You can do a perfect on-plane takeaway, and you can repeat that motion every day, maybe 30, 60 reps a day, for anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, somewhere in there. Depends on what you're working on. And if you do enough repetition at slow motion speeds in a mirror, half with your eyes open, checking in the mirror to make sure you're doing it right, and the other half with your eyes closed, internalizing the feel for that motion. So you do eyes open, watch, see yourself do it correctly, and do it again, eyes closed, and feel yourself do it correctly. You always move from seeing, from visual, to feel, to kinesthetic. And that's how you make a habit. We've got a movie of Hogan at a private party in West Palm Beach, Florida in 1977. He was 68 years old at the time, I believe. And he had a few drinks, and they asked him, "Ben, show us what your secret of your great golf swing is." And he showed him that for 2 hours every day he would swing from the beginning of his pre-shot routine, literally walking into the shot. And I'll speed it up just to save some time, but all the way into the swing, and this is how fast he would swing. He would do that for 2 hours every day. That's how martial artists for 2,000 years in Asia have learned the incredible complexity of the movement skills of Kung Fu and Karate. That's how dancers, gymnasts are taught. Most other sports break the mechanics down into a series of drills that you do off the playing field at slower than normal speed, so you can slowly, over time, incrementally, gain mastery over that particular movement pattern. And that's what we do in Ballast Point golf training. And I want to just emphasize that point because I know that you've all been conditioned, once again, to think about mechanics. It's not going to work. If you take this information we're going to give you in a golf swing and use it to think more about how to make it happen over a golf shot, you're not going to get any better. You may even get worse. And you don't want that. So keep the learning of the technique of the mechanics separate from the performance of hitting a golf ball. They're two totally separate psychological states, and think of them as oil and water. They just don't mix. And if you do that, you won't go wrong. You'll be able to internalize this information fairly quickly, and you'll start to see your ball flight improve, and you'll start to see your scores come down.